Hello, everyone. I'm Marvin. And if you've been rolling with us before, you know that here we believe that teachers are leaders, and our priority is to equip teachers with the skills and information that they need to lead their students to success. So, in that regard, I want to share something with you that I came across over the weekend. I think it's an interesting article, and it's about wellness and how you can care for your students because, as we all know, that's so very important to show students that you care for them, and people obviously they feel good when they know that they're cared for, and especially with your students, we all know that you're going to get that. You have a better chance of getting that added effort, that energy, that reaction that you're looking for from students when they know that you care about them. But to that end, as I was preparing this, I wanted to look at Google and what they're doing for their employees because Google, those employees, they report significant job satisfaction. They love it there. They never leave. That's how much they like working there because they feel cared for. And this is some of the interesting stuff that I found. So here's what they do. Here's what Google does for their employees. They serve their employees 3 meals a day. And these aren't just, well, no offense to the cafeteria workers. They do a wonderful job. But we know that there are limitations at the public school cafeteria. Okay, no offense, they do a wonderful job. But these meals that the employees get, they're prepared by for them, specifically for them by chefs. They have chefs who prepare their nutritious, delicious meals for their employees, and so they're free. They get 3 free meals a day. Additionally, this is also what Google does for their employees. They provide for them like massages, music lessons, and they also get the opportunity to bring their dog to work. I mean, just wow, right? And then the last thing I want to share with you, I found is there is for one of their campuses, there's a free commute. There's a shuttle that is equipped with Wi-Fi that transports the employees to work. That's amazing. That's amazing. So Google does all these things for their employees to show that they care for their employees, and in return, the workers, they're able to come up with some amazing products that we are able to take advantage of. So, how does this relate to you as a teacher, as a leader in your classroom? And so here, I'm going to tell you. I know that we schools, we don't have infinite resources, and it would be amazing if we as teachers we could enjoy some of those things ourselves. But we go back to what I was talking about originally. The original message is about caring. And you as a leader, you can show that you care about the wellness of your students by doing different things. Even if, unfortunately, if you're in a situation where you feel like your administration doesn't care for you, you still have to lead your classroom and you need to take care of your students and show them that you care for them. And to that end, I want to share with you this article that I came across as I was researching over the weekend. And I'll share this on my social media sites as well as my website, marvinbird.com. You can check this out. So the title of the article is Navy SEALs use a technique called box breathing to relieve stress, and so can you. So it's another mindfulness breathing exercise that the Navy SEALs use, and I can definitely we all can imagine some of the stress that they have to deal with. So if it works for them, quite possibly it'll work for our students, and if it works for our students, that is a great thing, and that's something worth experimenting with. And it costs you 5 minutes. 5 minutes, and you can do this with individual students. You can do this as a class, so you can get creative with it. And definitely I would suggest, you know individually, when you have students who are having a tough time, they're dealing with some things, they're angry with another student, a wonderful way to help get them calm down and get their minds on something else. So here it is. Just 7 steps. Here we go. So you set a timer for 5 minutes. Step one, set a timer for 5 minutes. This is what it's going to cost you, just 5 minutes. So the next instruction is to sit with a straight spine on the floor or in a chair with your feet flat. All right. So you're sitting straight up, feet flat on the floor. Close your eyes and then inhale for the count of 4. That's the next step. So as they're inhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the next step is to hold that breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then exhale for the count of 4. You see the rhythm here? Exhales. You're exhaling. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then hold for the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you repeat that rhythm. You repeat that process until the timer expires. So here's what they say about this exercise in this article. They said it works on the principle that slowing down your breathing helps you to relax, increase your oxygen intake, releases tension, and stimulates nerve. I cannot pronounce that. Vagus nerve, which is the longest nerve in your body, and starts in the brain. So that's important. This is backed by science. That's what the expert says. And so as leaders, we need to use all the tools at our disposal in order to help lead our students to success. And if you have students in your class who, they need to calm down, there's some anxiety there, this is an experiment that is worth trying. So I submit that to you. That's called box breathing. And you can find this on my social media sites, and you can also find it on my website, marvinbird.com. Now, before I go, I want to take this opportunity to plug my latest podcast episode, which I'm really excited about. And it came from, there was an incident a few weeks ago where these white teachers, they held up a derogatory term towards Black people, and I believe they unknowingly did that. And what I said in that podcast was that, perhaps with some education and some understanding of Black history, this perhaps it would not have happened. And so to that end, what I did was I started a series in my podcast that's about the history of the education of Black Americans. And in my next podcast episode, I'm actually starting after the Civil War. I'm starting during Reconstruction. Now I'm talking about, the beginning of, education of Black people after the Civil War, now that it wasn't against the law. And so I'm going to go throughout history as I travel through this series. And I think that would be helpful information for all teachers to know. So that is going to drop on Wednesday. That podcast is going to drop on Wednesday. So I encourage you to check that out again. That you can find that on my social media sites. You can find that on my website. And you can also find that on our YouTube page. So that is what I have for you today. And have a great evening. And don't forget that teachers are leaders.